Greetings to you, greetings to you. Greetings, greetings and welcome to today's Uncensored Guyana. I'm your host. I'm your precious gift, Dr. Prasad. Welcome. And as usual, you are my motivation. You are my inspiration. For those of you who keeps missing the live because of the YouTube's algorithm, please understand that it's beyond my control. So it's how the internet works. Nonetheless, if you miss it here, you'll get it on the other platforms, or you can always come back later and watch it again. But here we are, the 14th day of February, 2026. And in case you know that February is a made-up month, made up, assembled, put together by the Catholic Church between the time of Constantine and Pope Gregory. Put it together to reduce the amount of months, the years, usually would have had back in the day, which would be 13 months. So they took a few days, 28 days to be exact, from the other months just to create the month of February, which would align with the Roman festivals, which would of course be convenient to create a system of control to the rest of the world. So the rest of the world can follow the Roman pattern, the Roman agenda, and the Roman philosophy, bringing us to Valentine's Day, which of course is also a creation. Not a creation really, it's a rebranding of an old festival. It's called Lupercalia. I wrote it down. Lupercalia, something like that. Lupercalia. In honor of the Greek god Eros. You know, in the Christendom, they talk about agape, eros, love, and so on and so on, philios, and so on and so on. All of these names, all of these tenets of all of these items of love represents a Greek god. Philios also represents a god. Eros represents a god. Agape represents a god. It ain't a Christian thing. It's a Greek thing. All the way back to Egypt. All the way back to the Sanskrit. But let's, for the purpose of time. So we have this Valentine's thing every year. The headache of men. The worst time of the year for men. Men protest. Why? Well, because it has become commercialized to benefit big business, while at the same time creating an illusion that women lust after to feel a sense of satisfaction, validation, that they are worth something. They don't count for the 364 days of the year that a man validates them by emptying his pocket, making sure that their needs are met, even though these are women who were raised by parents, sent to school, educated, they have a job, they have a career, they have a business, whatever, but they still look forward on Valentine's every year for a validation from a man who's not the father and who himself has no one to look forward to for validation. The curse of men, Valentine's Day. Moving forward. So the Valentine's thing is something that a lot of Christians should be against. A lot of Hindus, Christians, and definitely Muslims should be against that. Why? Because it's evil. It represents Lupercalia. Lupercalia, the time when the Romans did it, it's a fertility thing around the month of February that they created. They created a month of February to worship the god Eros, the god of reproduction, fertility, and not people fertility, animal fertility, nature fertility. Then they brought it over to say, hey, you know what? Let's get humans to absorb it too. After all, it works for us. So then they bring it over into the human arena, and it was a thing that was done to, like I said, to celebrate sex. Sex, not sex as male and female, sex as fucking. That's the time when they programmed for women to be conceived, because they would have measured the months and knew exactly they can plan the Roman emperor in terms of recruiting soldiers. It's a whole thing. That's just the material side of it. The spiritual side of it, it's about the worship of Eros, the Greek god of fertility, which included killing goats and dogs. Nothing to do with, well, love, yeah, because love came from the word Eros. Eros, the god, the Greek god of fertility. No matter how you twist it, you are back to worshiping a pagan god, Eros. When you say, I love you, you're invoking the spirit of Eros, because love is the name of the Greek god Eros. It's not a passion, it's the name of a god. Now, we say Valentine. Why? Because the church, after they hijacked it, they're like, hey, we can get them over to our side. They utilized the name of a so-called bishop that nobody can verify, who they said died because he was giving love, blah, blah, blah. But there were many people at the time by the name of Valentine. Valentine, many people, many priests, many bishops, not one. One that is notable is one from Africa that was murdered in Africa by Africans, namely black people, because he was a black priest or black bush bishop, whatever, who wanted to convert, the blacks with their cultural thing. His name was Valentine. And he was preaching this gospel of this Eros priest, this Eros, a Greek god, and they killed him. So Valentine could very well be to honor that black priest from Africa that was killed in the 15th century, around that time. But every continent assigned some Valentine priest that they know to the name. But no matter how you twist, turn, remarket, rebrand this Valentine thing, its origin is a worship of a Greek god who celebrates death to produce life. In other words, it's satanic. So when you say Valentine or Happy Valentine to somebody, you're pronouncing a curse on your relationship. Year go year and year come. And to express some acts of love by buying chocolates or buying some woman some expensive gift that you haven't yet fucked, or that you're so insecure with, you don't want another man to buy it for her because she longs for Valentine. Fuck that shit. If you gotta buy her Valentine to get the pussy, then it ain't worth it. She should want you because of your character as a man, not because you're gonna buy some cheap ass, some affordable gift at Valentine. That is a devilish thing, especially if she's a Christian or a Hindu or a Muslim. She's a hypocrite, looking forward for you to buy stuff for her on Valentine's just because it's what lovers do. Tell her the name love is the name of a Greek god. So if you're a Jesus freak, you can't even use the word love, because love comes from the Greek word eros, which is the name of a god. Just like the month January come from a Greek god Janus, and so on. So what's important? You appreciate someone, you value them on the content of their character. And what should a woman do towards a man? Respect him. What should a man do towards a woman? Honor her. Ain't got nothing to do with love. Respect and honor. Nothing to do with calling or invoking the name of a Greek god. That's history there for you. So you won't hear me telling you Happy Valentine. Never. I never do it, because I know the history. I'm not into emotions. Oh, it feels good. No. Not this guy. So this is why now, moving forward, it seems like everybody that Azradine touches either gets indicted, deported, or the police is after them. Like everybody. Unless you are an officer of the law, a magistrate or a lawyer, you might have some kind of favor from getting in contact with the law. But if you are just a citizen and you are interacting with Azradine Mohammed, watch your back. Watch your back. Because you might very well be heading to some issues with the law. If you're from a different country, you might have issues with that country, you might be deported. Because a curse is accompanied Azradine Mohammed. A curse. People lost their jobs. Police officers are under investigation. Magistrates are under investigation. Come on, man. And still people aren't learning. I'll pause there for a moment. 2, encouraged by me speaking about this thing, I've all kinds of stupid messages people are sending me that I must apologize to Amanza Walter Desire. For what? Because I said she's fuckable? That's a compliment. Because I said she's good for a one-night stand? That's a compliment. Yeah, it means you don't have to be drunk to want her. It's just that you don't have what it takes, meaning you don't have the patience and the tolerance, and you possibly you don't want to be abused by women to really date somebody like that. I'm speaking based on public knowledge. I'm making stuff up. And that's me being very cordial. I'm being very polite by saying that. I approached women before and I told them, I said, hey, you know what? You're hot. You're fuckable. I won't date you, but I'll fuck you. And they're like, okay, because I got a boyfriend, I don't mind. So what? It's a compliment. It's being blunt to the point. You don't beat around the bush. So if I said that Priya Manik-Chan is dateable, I mean, come on, who wouldn't agree with me? Because men generally like women who are feminine, soft, modest, gentle, meek. Men like that. I don't want a woman like Odessa Primus with all this bullyism looks that's going to beat him up and force him to have sex with her and molest him in bed. No, men don't want that. Thugs want that. Thugs. You know, the thugs that are homosexuals, they like women who are masculine. Because when they can't get a man to treat them like that, they want a woman to have some kind of semblance of masculinity to beat them around. You know, role play. She wears the belt and beat their ass in bed. Yeah, there are some men who likes that. But those are the men who also goes with men. But men like me, we like gentleness, softness, smooth, soft-spoken women. Women, when you talk to them, when you say, hey, don't speak, she don't speak. When you say sit, she sits. When you say go bring me some, she brings it. She knows her place. She don't usurp the authority of the man. She knows, even if she's a professional, even though she's smart, she's rich, she don't allow that to get to her head because she knows the role of a woman. Yes. So, to the 10 fans, the 10, as in from 1 to 10, the number 10, the 10 fans who voted for Forward Guyana, who made up the 3/4 of the 1 seat that she got, the 1/4% of that seat belongs to the other fools, or the other fool. To those 10 people, I say, you should be happy. I'm saying something nice about your leader. After all, if she was that impressive, she would have gotten a few 100,000 votes. As a matter of fact, she would have been the opposition leader. But when you lose it, you left the party that made you, you betrayed black people, you conspired to destroy the PNC, and not only that, you stood with a criminal and you pressured the government to swear in a criminal, and you're silent on all the things that the criminal has done, and the fact that the criminal, namely Ajudin Mohammed, is abusing public citizens, abusing Guyanese, invading people's privacy, molesting women socially, and she still can say nothing to criticize that. Yeah, no apologies. Okay? I'm still being nice. So you blacks should agree with me that such a person as Amanza Walter Desir deserves any labeling. Because after all, she betrayed you. She broke your party. And to this day, she still stands with the criminal that continues to make Guyana look bad. I'm still waiting for the Speaker of the House to do something about that recent Suku raid. I haven't heard anything about charges yet. What? Does he control Suku also? What's happening here? People from within Suku allegedly informed Ajudin Mohammed the day of the raid. That is why they could have cleaned up shop and take the money to the masjid. Because in the video, you can hear one of the Suku members saying, "Don't search the prayer house." Is that the same person who leaked to the Mohammeds that they were coming? You're telling the people not to search the house of prayer that Muhammad later said is the masjid? Why? Why? Did Muhammad tell you that he's going to take the stuff of the masjid? Make sure they don't go there? Then he just pretended like he wanted them to go there by saying, "Why did you search the masjid? Ali used to come here when he was going to sing Stanislaus. Oh, why did you?" What's the conspiracy about? You should have searched the masjid. If you had a search warrant for a building, the premises of Muhammad's enterprise, it means every inch of the compound, the building, every inch. If you had to tear the walls open, you tear the walls open. That's what a search warrant is. The masjid should not have been off limits. So maybe there is a rat in the suku, and the rat was there also the same day when they executed the order. What's that puff thing I see at the side of one of them? What's that? What's that stuff, a gun? It look like a gun. You don't put your gun like that. Is it money? What was it? Is it the same man that the Muhammad told, "Don't put the grandpa in the back of the vehicle"? He's ordering the Soku police as to where to put criminals or suspects. Come on, Guyana. The other day in the parliament, that parrot lady, Mr. Speaker, and ask about the Home Affairs Minister, Mr. Speaker. That squeaky voice parrot lady, she was abusing the Home Affairs Minister about crime. About the woman is what is it? The Minister of Tint. The people of WIN and the PNC, why do I keep separating them? They're the same. The PNC faction was abusing the Minister of Home Affairs for being corrupt and not dealing with crime. Minister of Home Affairs, you see. Now look at Soku that went to pursue to act on the warrant. And you had agents of Soku who on camera were giving suggestions of red flags of his actions in support of the Mohammeds. How the heck can you collect evidence in the presence of the suspect, then at the same time on the very premise you pour all the evidence on the floor with cameras, onlookers, videoing? What kind of police work is that? Which country, which law enforcement agency does that shit? A matter of fact, people aren't allowed to be there. Only the person who is concerned alone is supposed to be there. Everybody else had to leave the premise. everybody else. And if it was suspected that people were involved with it, you hold them somewhere. Hey, all of you go there in that room. But when you're going around in a business conducting your search, you don't go with other people besides the suspect. And then the evidence that you collected, you're going to bunk it on the floor while people film on the demand of the suspect. That's power there for you. That's the evidence when Mohammed said he is in control of the law enforcement. That's your evidence there. That he could order them, throw all the money in the floor, let people see. And they complied. That is weak policing, unprofessional. Unprofessional. He could use that in court. The whole thing can be thrown out because of that. Since when you do that, Soku? Since when? That's the elite organization that goes after narcotics and the drugs. That's what they do. Look, like I said before, show me your friends and I tell you who you are. You know, we have this guy I talked about before, one of them, that usually goes to Guyana and they go into the nastiest place where the thugs and the niggas live to make content to promote as this is Guyana. The same thing the other one did the other day from England, where he went and filmed and said, oh, all the oil money, but look at Georgetown, look at the garbage and look at all these things. He didn't do that during the PNC time to say, hey, these niggas are in government and they have the city also, and look at the mess that they have. No, he wants to promote a racial divide, to say the Indian government is neglecting the city dominated by Negroes. But they didn't say that, no, the Negroes control the city. The mayor and town council controlled by the Negroes. And not only that, they are controlled by the opposition party that is predominantly, largely racist Negroes. No. Make the Indians look bad. So we have this other one that is allegedly sponsored by Azruddin Mohammed. He came during the elections, keeps coming to promote a negative side of Guyana and then blame it on the PPP. Always filming the ghettos, always going to these black dogs and all these Tiger Bay and all these places to make the thing look like this is Guyana. I said before, sanction those people. When they come to Guyana, they have to declare why they're there. Tourism, okay, what will be your activities? Where are the places you plan to go? The same shit America demands from their visitors, we should demand the same thing. You think they could go to America and do that? And then put it online and promote this negativity about America? They won't do that. They will be banned. Banned. But a Christmas skunt, yeah, that same guy, that Christmas skunt guy, Christmas, ain't like the holiday, make it sound like the holiday. His name is Christ. He must be a skunt every country he goes to promote distastefulness. Yeah, well, the Trinidadians responded to him accordingly. I wish the Guyana government had done the same. Because when Mohammed had him in Guyana to push all this bad, distasteful propaganda about President Irfan Ali's government, the management of the city, and how blacks are suffering because of the Indian government, the racism, the PNC couldn't afford that guy. So I couldn't say the PNC is responsible. The Mohammeds, because he's the one who went and promoted Guyana's billionaire, the richest man in Guyana. Yeah, he gave the Mohammeds a lot of coverage. And I heard it was more than 20 million. I heard, allegedly, that 20 million that Mohammed seemed to want pussy for, you know, he's talking about, yeah, I give the PPP 20 million. What are you hoping for? That women from the PPP give you some pussy because of that? You didn't give them. you give the party. So compared to the amount that allegedly, Christmas cunt, I'm saying allegedly, you got that you paid, the Mohammed's paid you and keeps sponsoring your visits, it's more than 20 million. It's more than $100,000. They were offering me $100,000. That's how they see me, and that's how cheap I am, or I appear to them. They want to buy my soul for $100,000. You fucking idiots. Maybe I'll consider if it's like 100 million. Maybe I'll think about it. But you don't have money now, so I guess we don't have a deal. Christmas cunt went to Trinidad and did the same thing. The Trinidadian government wouldn't have it because he conspires with these gangs and with opposition parties and stuff like that to promote negativity. And what is even more ironic, is that the people who fucked him up were a black government. This Rowley guy, the idiot. His government was offended by the nastiness that the Christmas cunt was pushing for Trinidad. And all the people that he was promoting to being the devils of Trinidad, the demons, the terrorists, the violence, the gang members, the killers. You see big guns. Oh, the police can't come here. We control this. Are all fucking niggers. I'm serious. Niggers. Just like Guyana, just like Jamaica, Trinidad. All fucking niggers who continue to destroy their country's image. They continue to do that. And the Christmas skunk guy goes to all of these holes like he's a criminal himself, and they give him free passage. They're not afraid. They come on camera, they talk about the nastiness of their own country that they're responsible for. It's the black people in these countries, like Trinidad, that are destroying that country. Every day they're killing each other. Every day they're killing each other. They have more guns than the police, and they're boasting and bragging about their murderous rampage. They're proud of it. They contribute nothing to their country. Nothing. They're a bunch of dunderhead, stupid lowlifes that all they pride themselves in is walking around all day with a sack pants, with a bandana on their heads, and machine guns, illegal machine guns, to kill each other. That's their legacy. And that's what the Christmas skunt is promoting for these countries and making people afraid to go to these countries. So the government banned him, charged him with sedition, which is a serious crime. A lot of American protesters in the January 6th thing was charged with sedition. It's a serious crime. A lot of jail time for that. And they deported him from Trinidad. Banned him from the country. I applaud it. Bravo. It's a good thing. Now you know, Christmas skunt. If you want people to promote the distastefulness of Canada, the fact that Canada has destroyed the image of our president, Irfan Ali, with all the shit they published 2 years back about sanction and this and all them nonsense. And also it was the same Canadian ambassador that encouraged the meeting with the Ajuddin Mohammed and his cronies at the Canadian ambassador's place. Remember, Canada again keeps standing with the opposition in Guyana, keeps standing with the bad taste of Guyana to make the Ali government look bad. Christmas skunt is a Canadian. The Mohammeds are close with the Canadians, allegedly. They had pictures with the ambassador, right? You saw that. So it's a good thing that the Trinidadians dealt with this asshole. Guyana should ban him too. Look into the dealings, the transactions. of the Christmas scum guy with the Mohammeds. Look at what he declared when he came in the country in terms of finance and what he declared when he left the country. Because you have to declare the amount of money you came with and what you're leaving with. And also investigate the banks if they had any wire transfer from Guyana to Canada in this Christmas scum guy's name. Do your investigation and you'll find you follow the money trail. You know where the money leads. You will see the ties from the Mohammeds to this guy. Every time somebody comes there and they're promoting distastefulness and negativity for Guyana, they're directly tied to the Mohammeds, allegedly. So Christmas scum, if I had anything to do with the Home Affairs Ministry, believe me, I wouldn't wait for the Trinidadians to inspire me into how to deal with people like you. I am Guyana first. I would have dealt with it. I would also ban you from the country. Okay? I want to touch on also, on the same note, we have a situation there. I also talk about South Africa a lot because South Africa is one of the countries that has done injustice to Indians, grave injustice. The people who built and are building South Africa are the Indians, the Europeans, and the Chinese. The blacks are doing nothing other than crime, killings, kidnappings, murder. That's all they do. So the president of South Africa has decided finally to put some European common sense in his head and realize that the Indians are leaving, the whites are leaving, and the blacks have nothing to contribute to the country. So if you want to keep South Africa turning, you need to make sure that you keep the Indian businesses, the white businesses. Now they decide to put the military, something that I have been advocating for, in Guyana. Now the president or the government of South Africa decided to put the military on the streets to kill the criminals. Now, after the criminals have killed thousands of people, destroyed so much of businesses. And who are the criminals? They're now acknowledging that the black people, the black gangs, only black, the black gangs, the niggas in South Africa are the ones who are terrorizing other people in South Africa. They're the ones. And listen to their claim. Same claim like Guyana. Oh, the youths don't have jobs. Oh, the young people have nothing to do. So they go towards crime. They join gangs. They never have anything to do because their mentality is one that is lazy. Lazy, that's their mentality. It's easy for them to kill and rob and steal. Easy for them to do that. They rape women because women don't want them. So for them to get sex, they have to rape women. That's what they do. Prostitutes were created for those kinds of people. But I've said it before. You want to deal with the crime in Guyana? Put the military on the streets. Now the black countries are doing it because they realize that you can't change black people. You can't. You got to use force. So look what's happening. Trinidad, they're the ones that are destroying their country. Jamaica, they're the ones that are destroying their country. Guyana, they're the ones that are just destroying their country. You name the country and it's the fucking niggas are the ones destroying those countries. The facts are there for you to see. People are afraid to go to a lot of these countries because of what they're seeing in the news. And it's a fact. So when the governments decided to know we have to put a stop to this, and they deal with people like Christmas Skunt and all of them who are celebrating these gangs, promoting their violence and pushing their agenda that, oh, is the government not looking after the youths? You know, you have to have a peace this and peace that. Black people hate each other from their creation. Either way, even if they had the best life, in terms of they get everything. Again, Guyana, Let's look at Guyana for a change. Our president makes the lives of black people so livable, so easy, so comfortable that they have to manufacture excuses just to hate the government. Their leaders have to manufacture excuses, fake and fabricate excuses. They have to do like what Ajudin is doing, going into neighborhoods and terrorizing Indian people just to have a confrontation with ministers or the government to say to the blacks, you see, the government is persecuting Ajudin Mohammed because he's a political rival. Excuses. But what the Ali government has done for Afro-Guyanese, and still violence in the Afro-Guyanese community is on the rise. Still they're killing each other. Still they're abusing women. Still they're raping women. Still they're robbing the Chinese. Still they're pickpocketing. Still. What has the man got to do? What else the president has to do? All of that. The Trinidadian government ain't doing that. The African nations, the governments are not doing what Ali is doing. No country that you can consider a black country, the governments are not doing what Ali is doing for black people in Guyana. And don't say those black countries are poor. We boast that Africa has all the minerals of the world. Jamaica has so much natural resources. Haiti has so much natural resources. Yeah, we boast of natural resources, but we have fake people who pretend to be black, who claim to be black, but they hate their own kind. They're funding gangs themselves to keep their people under suppression. But Guyana, the man that a lot of black people, PNC and Campbell and all that, or the modern day Bornham, Campbell, who like to say, oh, he's against the black people. Look at what he's doing. Let's talk a moment with the Ministry of Health. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's good not to watch the budget debates where you have all those so-called idiots reading their script and all kinds of bullshit. Not to have that, but to listen to the presentation of the committees over certain ministries and their budgets. You get more detail when you do that. When I follow the Ministry of Health, especially that, because health is important for a nation, and I see the amount of things the Ministry of Health under Frank Anthony is doing, the only conclusion I can come at is that this benefits blacks. The sophistication, the technology, the modernization, the availability, and 100% free services. Fuck, man. You know how much healthcare cost Surinamese? You have any idea how much it costs them? If you don't have insurance, good insurance, you're screwed. You have to have cash. And you heard in the budget, in the presentation of the committees there, how healthcare in Guyana is free, the best. They're building pediatric. Imagine pediatric hospitals. So many Burbies, Demerara. From the cradle to almost the grave, Guyanese are experiencing top-notch healthcare for fucking free. And the people who are benefiting are black people. Let me tell you why I'm drawing that conclusion. Because the blacks are the ones who are often speeding on the roadways and are causing accidents. And by virtue of accidents, they sustain injuries and they need medical care. Secondly, pregnancy. They're the ones who are always pregnant. Black women. Black men are the ones who are faced with multiple diseases, multiple. They always need health care. Why? Because homosexuality, let me put it to a term where they understand. Buggery is a prevalent thing in the ghetto, in black communities. Buggery. They're breaking out the little boys and they're even abusing the older ones. So when they engage in such daily buggery, they contract diseases, all kinds. They need constant health care. And a lot of them don't work. They don't hold a job. So the free health care that they're getting benefits them. When they commit robbery, when they get involved in conflicts, and they get injury or they injure other blacks, they need health care. No matter how you twist it and turn it. Same thing. And pregnancy. They make more babies. So they need constant health care from pregnancy to delivery and aftercare. So the cash grants to mothers, the Because We Care cash grants, who are benefiting. The grants that goes towards students per child, who are benefiting? Who has the most children per household? Who? Black people. So when you look at what the Ministry of Health is doing, I'm like, you really got to be a demon, man. You have to be blind as a bat emotionally. You have to be a racist beyond Caucasian. Not call, fuck, F-U-C-K, Cajun. It means you're fucked up beyond recognition. To have all of that, and you still hate Irfan Ali. Priya Manik-Chan, the beautiful Priya Manik-Chan, took over the Ministry of Local Government, and from day one, the first place she could think about is cleaning up Tiger Bay. Who lives at Tiger Bay? Tigers? I mean animals, but not tigers. People who live like animals. And that's an Indo-Guyanese. She spent every day, every program of the ministry of her budget targeting modernizing the beautification of Georgetown, of the city that is predominantly black. However you twist it, Afro-Guyanese are on the receiving end of the Ali regime. And how do they thank him? How do they thank the government of Ali, Irfan Ali? They thank him by continuing to do crime, to push fake news, to push propaganda, to celebrate criminals like Ashruddin Mohammed, to push the agenda of racism, to continue to dump their feces and all their garbage around the city, to support Mentor and all these other people. That's how they thank the government. I have to say Afro-Guyanese, because if the rest of you who are offended by my statements, then prove that you are different. Show that you are different. I don't want you to convince me, convince the world. When people like the Christmas skunk guy comes around, say, hey, don't come here. We didn't invite you. If the Mohammeds invite you to come to show negativity of Guyana, then go to his palace. There's a lot to film there. Let him take you to all the rooms where he stocked the money because he can't take it to the banks. Show us that. And count it too, so we can actually count 191 billion and we can send a truck to pick it up and take it to the treasury. That's what you do with these people. If you are offended, you stand with justice. You condemn, be it on social media or wherever, you condemn crime to the best of your ability and show that you're different. And for Stabrook News, I've never been a supporter of Stabrook News. Back in the day, Stabrook News also gave me bad coverage. Because after all, if you stand with the PPP, then you get bad coverage. So I believed since then That Starbuck News was created to be an opposition voice to the Barra Jagdeo government. I mean, sorry, the PPP. And it so happened that it came up throughout the years to make sure that the PNC's agenda continues to be pushed. I believe that the PNC created Starbuck News, and they just put these people there because they were in government at the time. They put these people there to fund them. But it was direct opposition to Chetty Jagan at the time. And throughout the years, even though the PNC came out of power, the Starbuck News didn't flip. They maintained their PNC ideology. They maintained their opposition ideology and stood every time against Jagdeo and Ramatar and now Ali. They haven't learned. They should have been smart to understand that black people don't have money. For you to survive in business, you have to be impartial. That's one. And apart from being impartial, you can't push a black agenda in a country dominated by Indians. What's wrong with you? The Indo-Guyanese are the foundations of Guyana from the independence. Even while the British had Guyana, it was the Indo-Guyanese who were funding the British. It should have been an easy transition from British to India. But no, the Americans wouldn't have that. So they push an evil man, born him in between. What I'm saying is that the newspapers, like Starbuck, you should understand. Do your history search. You should have known. You can't survive pushing black agenda. Then from the PNC, you start supporting Win. People would not want to associate their businesses with you because look at what you're pushing. Everything bad. Everything bad you're pushing. You're going to support a criminal like Ajuddin Mohammed? Their money is cursed. Unfortunately, that's the result that you're facing now as a result of accepting cursed money. Allegedly. Let me just put that in there. Allegedly. Meaning Starbuck News, shit is spreading. So I'm just repeating shit that's spreading. You should have known better. All them hundreds of millions in contract you got from Barra Jagdeo government, Ramatar government, and so much from Ali government, you should have known better. Don't be ungrateful. I've said it during the elections time. I've said it. I said, look, Starbuck News continues to bash Ali and bash Jagdeo and push the agenda of the PNC and the Win party, but yet the Ali government is giving hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising to Starbuck News. I never got any. Never. I'm a loyal. I'm a true PPP. I'm a true Jaganite. Because I keep saying it and I'm repeating it so that it hurts your heart. Nobody funds me. No PPP, campaign, whatever. Imagine if I was getting the support like Starbuck News got. I tell you. Imagine. But you see, they bite the hand that kept them alive. They think they're bullied. They think they're beyond. And don't blame this on social media. Don't blame this on digital. No, don't blame it on that, Starbuck News. Don't blame it on that. Your entire staff is a bunch of PNC black people. Okay? Your editor, the Indian guy, is just a sham. The people who writes for you, the most of them are blacks, PNC. They're writing to their base. And their base don't have money. They can't support you. Okay? So the average Guyanese, the 70% of the country that loves the news that comes out of the People's Progressive Party, they don't read your papers anymore. They don't go on your line. They don't watch. They don't follow you on Facebook. They don't do anything because they don't want to hear the stuff that comes out of you. They don't have the taste for that Negro stuff. They don't have a taste for that. They listen to the rest of the country that has a positive message. So that's why your papers died. Because nobody wants to hear from you. Burnham died. Everything that is attached to Burnham should die with it. With him. So if you are a newspaper that supported Barnum and supported the PNC agenda, well, if the PNC died, so should you. PNC died. I mean, 12 seats. What do you call that? That's not even retirement. They don't even get pension. That is not even retirement. That is like being put in a wheelchair where you really can't do anything anymore. You're on life support. The PNC is now on life support. Before you know it, they are extinguished. Before you know it. And look who they choose to support. Ajruddin Mohammed. What business wants association with you? I warned you. I told you. Stand with the winning team. The People's Progressive Party is the winning team. All of you are banking on local government elections. I'm not worried about that. Why should I be? The Guyanese people are awakened. They see the criminal of Win. They see the hustler of the PNC, Campbell. Why would they want to associate with that? Look at the side of the government. Look at the side of the People's Progressive Party. Who is harassing people? Ajruddin is harassing everybody. And like I said before, he is targeting Indo-Guyanese because he's afraid of the Negroes. He's afraid of the Negroes. He's a coward. Pick on them niggas and see what happens to you. No, he wouldn't. You're picking on Indians until Indians go stand up against you. And you should start doing that. Indo-Guyanese, start standing up against this guy. Don't let him bully you. Don't let him come in your neighborhood and bully you because he has a camera. Stand up against him. That's not the job of an opposition leader to terrorize the citizens. He has a fight with members of the PPP. Then let him fight with them. But targeting their relatives, targeting their communities, because he wants a confrontation, then you people should serve him the same fate that he serves you. He rush up in your face, defend yourself. That's it. But don't allow this man to bully you, especially if you are a woman. And these niggas that are walking around with him and calling, oh, we should protest. Have you listened to them? Have you seen them? The day when Suku went to raid the place, when they're going into the vehicle, those nasty face fucking niggas saying, oh, we should protest. Why did you call it protest? It's time to go to the streets. I mean, not always sung. They sung more fucking messed up. I want you Afro-Guyanese to pay attention to that, man. How could you want to associate yourself with those people? They're longing for violence. They're begging for it. They want something to happen so they can go and engage in thievery and thuggery and looting. And they want that. They're begging, imagine they're begging Ajruddin Mohammed to beg them to come on the street to protest. For what? So that the law turns a blind eye to his crimes? These Negroes want to get killed just because they have nothing else to do with their time. No value to the Guyanese society. They should apologize for being born in Guyana. Telling me to apologize to whoever. You niggas should apologize for being Guyanese. You don't deserve to be Guyanese. You should just take a fucking flight to Haiti or Africa and embrace that nationality. Guyana is not for you. You are distasteful. You are a cockroach. You are bad for the country. Get off the fucking camera. Don't let the world see that you're even there. Don't go on social media. Don't make a video. Don't promote yourself as a Guyanese because you are disgracing the country. You are a fucking ugly sight to look at. And if you want to protest the fact that you were born on that soil. You don't deserve to be there. You don't belong there. You belong on the continent of Africa. Go to South Africa, where the police and the soldiers are rounding up the gangs. Go there so they can round your ass up and put you in an African jail where you fucking belong. Protest. Let's protest. Idiots. The doctor told me to be calm, but every time I have to think about these fucking idiots, it works me up. I wish I could get this excited when it comes to seeing a pussy, but. And lastly, February, they say, is Black History Month. And they asked me, how come you never said anything about Black History Month? In 30 seconds, I'll tell you this. What history? Black people have no history. They have done nothing for society. They have made no contributions to the world. So I have nothing to say about Black History Month because there's no fucking history that Black people has that is worth me talking about. Until next time. Thanks for your attention. Share this video, share this live. I would like to hear from you. I want to see your, what do you call it? Thumbs up, your likes. YouTube is messing with my algorithm, but nonetheless, the more of you share, the better. The more views, the better. And everything I said in this video, this live, is allegedly. Okay? Goodbye.